broken windows, sour cream, and strippers had this couple on the verge of breaking up. And they brought all of those problems right here to divorce court.
Divorce court is now in session.
Well, I'm back. You people wore me out. You calling her a sad, tired stripper. Calling the police. You jumping on folks because they're frying chicken, and then the police come and you tell them they're not doing their job and got surprised when you went to jail.
They did their job.
I'm going to start over again. Mr. Lewis, does she have explosions of temper like that often? And if so, could you give me some examples of when she has, in fact, flown off the handle?
Well, it's mainly be when she start hearing things she don't want to hear. Like I say, I feel that if the clothes been sitting there for 2 weeks and I ask you to wash them, it shouldn't be a problem.
We've been talking about clothes for 2 days now. I do not. Don't mention the clothes again.
Okay, I'm just making an example far as I don't feel like she motivated until it affects her. If I say something that she cool with, then we the best of friends. But if I say something that she's done not in agreement with, then that's when everything just goes.
Give me an example when she just goes crazy, like the chicken.
When she just goes crazy like the chicken, usually, like the situation fires with the chicken, she just went off the deep end that time. Again, she's got times where she came over to my home when we was going through our spats. She bust my front patio window out. She claimed it was an accident, but it ain't no accident busting on the whole front patio window. So it's like...
How did you manage to bust the window?
You know how instead of you banging on the door with your hand, I was kicking it with my foot, like... Open up the door. I kept kicking it, and I kicked too hard, and I broke it. I didn't try to.
Now, you weren't rational when you were kicking that thing, were you?
Yeah.
No, so I was
No, you were mad.
Very mad.
No. I was mad, but I didn't try to break it. It wasn't like I just came over there and threw a brick.
She did.
But you were angry and flagrant,
right.
And it got carried away. You kicking the door. Why were you kicking the door?
Because
what was the problem?
he had a female spending the night over there.
She thought I had a female spending the night over there. I'm at work. She texting my phone. She texting my phone, cussing me out, doing all this, and then send me the pictures of my patio busted out. So I had to leave home from work and come home to board up my patio. That she just done busted out.
Why did you believe he had a woman with him?
Because I know he did. I know him.
How do you know? Give me the information that you had.
Because I saw her there.
You saw her?
Yes, I saw him with her the day before. And it's like he didn't want me to come back home. He didn't want me to come over there. He wasn't answering my phone calls, nothing. So I'm like, I'm going to just pop up on him. So I popped up over there. He wasn't answering the door. And I could have sworn I saw her in the front room. So I'm telling her to come to the door. I just wanted to talk to her. Come to the door so we could talk.
After you done bust the patio out, you want to talk and fight. Which one?
She wouldn't open the front door, so I climbed over the banister. And I went on the balcony. And I was kicking the thing because I was basically just trying to knock hard. But like I said, I was kicking it with my foot. And it went through the glass. So
what happened when you broke the glass? Did you just run off?
I ran.
She ran off. And my neighbors, when I came home from work, my neighbors told me, like, yeah, it was the girl, yes. It was her. We seen her running off with her friend.
Another female.
Yeah. And that's what inspired her to really
So you came over there with backup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you were going to,
I just wanted to talk to her.
No. What you need backup for if you were just going to talk to her?
She was just there to support me. She said that she felt like I needed
I put a lot of people in there in jail for that kind of support. Ms. Sanders, do you believe you have trouble with your temper?
No, I think he's the one with the temper problem.
Well, give me an example of something you believe he's done that was outrageous.
I have the perfect example. We went on vacation for a family member's birthday, and we went to a resort in Wisconsin. They had their own room, we had our own room, and it was another couple that had their own room. I was supposed to make tacos for everybody. So, got everything for the tacos. He loves sour cream. He will not eat a taco without sour cream.
So how did you forget the sour cream?
Stop.
I got the stuff for the taco, but it was so much going on that day. I'm doing other stuff. I'm trying to make sure I got everything. I forgot the sour cream. Simple. It's just sour cream. He could have jumped in the car and went back up there. I would have went back up there. Anything. It was just sour cream. He threw a fit when he found out I forgot the sour cream. He threw a fit. He locked himself in the room. He wouldn't let me in the room. He wouldn't come out. He wouldn't talk to nobody. He ruined the trip. Like they didn't even want us to come back to the second trip.
I feel like
because
that's
they didn't want that to
that's a
happen
lack
again.
of respect. Like you just said, he loves sour cream, all this and all that. You so intertwined with what you doing, you done forgot what your man like it is. So you cooking for everybody else. I don't want none of it now.
So that warranted you locking yourself in the room because you forgot sour cream?
I didn't want to socialize with them no more because the trip was all about her anyway. I didn't want to be there anyway. So it was like, okay, I'll let you be here. I'm back here doing me. Y'all do y'all up there. It's cool. Y'all got some sour creamless tacos, so I don't want none anyway.
It was 3 couples. We was all together, and you gonna lock yourself in the room.
And y'all still could have had fun without me. Y'all didn't want me there anyway, so.
Now, does that sound like an adult thing to do?
That's not true.
Yeah, instead of arguing and fighting and really ruining the trip, I went in my own space because we all hours away from home, and I let them have their own space. Because that's just like me going on a vacation, and I'm forgetting the hot oil to get her a massage. And then I know she like massages and said, oh, baby, I left the hot oil back at home.
Okay, what can I do?
You can't do that.
Well, do you think she did it on purpose?
Yeah, she did it on purpose, flapping her gums, talking about irrelevant issues when you know, like she said, he loves sour cream. Get the sour. That should have been the first thing you got. Since you know you're making tacos, sour cream, cheese, meat. Okay, I got my list out the way. Now, girl, what was you talking about? Oh, God, See, it's like I don't feel like she had a responsibility or the sense of urgency to do what she has to do. Like I said,
and sour cream is urgent.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
when you eat tacos, yeah, it is.
To him, it was simple. I don't think that it should have got that out of hand over sour
Can you give me another example of a time where he lost his temper?
Yes.
Please.
We got into an altercation, an argument. I left the house. I went to stay with a family member for a few days, and we was talking back and forth on the phone. He came over there. He wanted me to come home. I didn't want to come home yet because I'm like, you still ain't calmed down yet. We just gonna keep arguing. So when he found out that I wasn't coming home yet, he paid one of his friends to come bust her window out. Yes.
The window of the house of where you were staying.
Patio. It was like the patio. He paid.
Did you pay somebody over there, somebody to bust the window out of her family member's house when she was there?
Yes.
Yeah, you did. Look at you smiling. You ain't smiled this entire session. You smiling now. You paid somebody to bust out that window, did you not?
I had to get my message across because that's part of the reason why she ain't doing what she's supposed to do, because she sit around all these uninspired females that's not doing nothing, and she think that's cool, and I don't like that, and you know that, you shouldn't do that, you know?
So she's running around with uninspired females.
My family members,
family or not,
whether you like them or not, they family at the end of the day, and I still got to love my family regardless.
And I got that part. But family is family. You can't pick them, but you can choose whether or not how much time you spend with them.
And I don't spend a lot of time.
Are you trying to do better?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Are you doing more than just the day-to-day, getting the kids up, going to school, eating, hanging out, talking with your friends, blah, blah, blah? Or are you trying to progress and get somewhere?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to have to tell me about that because I see no evidence thereof.
You sitting outside all day drinking beers with the guys or whatever you call yourself doing. You ain't trying.
You don't clean up a house at 9:30 before you go on to bed. You don't leave dishes in the sink and wake up in the morning to wash them. It's just all backwards the way that she carries herself. And then they have the nerve to talk about what I'm doing, but I bring in all the money. She has not a dollar to her name.
So far, what I've gotten from the two of you is that you both live a hot mess, randomized, high-volume life. Instead of having a conversation, you're locking yourselves in the room, paying people to throw bricks, kicking in doors, hooping and howling and carrying on. I'm going to ask you, Ms. Sanders, step back just for a second and see if you can envision anything that he's saying about your lack of motivation and whether or not you could kick it up a notch.
I feel like I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying to get a job. I make sure I take care of the kids. I make sure that the house is clean. I try to cook. I try to do everything.
You try to cook or do you cook?
No, I cook. I cook. I do everything. And I just feel like he's never satisfied with anything. Don't nothing satisfy him. It's never good enough for him.
Because at this point in our life, if you say like you trying as hard as you can, then that's why we ain't got nowhere yet. Because if you applied yourself, I'm right here going through it with you. We could have been on different levels. The only responsibility you got to know is getting up in the morning for school, and we still argue about that. And that's the only thing you really entitled to do every day.
Y'all argue about small stuff. You're going on trips. You're arguing about sour cream. You're arguing about going to the club, who's talking to whom, and all that kind of stuff. It seems to me that both of you are so focused on the little stuff, the larger aspects of life never even, ever even get discussed or never cross your plate. You so focused on them folded clothes, I don't even understand it.
No, that's just because that's the big thing with me. It's like she a woman and she sit at home every day.
Well, why don't you tell me what you believe, what failures he has that demonstrates that he's not trying as hard as he could?
You sitting outside all day drinking beers with the guys or whatever you call yourself doing. You ain't trying. You ain't trying to do nothing. You just sitting outside getting drunk all day.
I bring all the food in the household. I carry the lion's share of the money. So what I'm doing with my free time don't mean nothing when I'm providing a way for you to live. So that at the end of the day.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Lewis. You're providing a way just to make it from day to day, bringing home the money. Don't you think you could kick it up a notch, put down the beer, pick up a second job, do something else? Because you guys aren't in a position where you're comfortable or safe and have made a secure home for you and the little people?
I try to kick it into that gear, but if I picked up extra slack around if I was getting another job, then trusting that the house is going to be taken care of going to be even more stressful. That's what leads to drinking and all of that type of thing, because when I come in...
What leads to you drinking?
Yes, because when I come in from making the money and thinking I'm coming into a secure house, I'm coming into a lazy woman that's asleep.
No.
You don't clean up a house at 9:30 before you go on to bed. You don't leave dishes in the sink and wake up in the morning to wash them. It's just all backwards the way that she carries herself, and then they have the nerve to talk about what I'm doing, but I bring in all the money. She has not a dollar to her name.
Left dishes in the sink before.
No, you don't leave dishes in the sink and wash them in the morning. That's why after dinner you wash them in a timely fashion so that you can sit back down and relax. You don't just leave the dishes and the food that we just ate on the stove and dishes in the sink till the morning time. That's nasty. And you just can't
Mr. Lewis, let me ask you a question. You've said a few things that lead me to believe that you're a little narrow and rigid. You get focused on some really small stuff and it becomes hugely important to you. Folded clothes and sour cream and dishes in the sink. Folded clothes and sour cream and dishes in the sink.
It get repetitive for this time. If she ain't grown in 4 years from the dancer to a model to a video girl to school to a job, if you still at the same place you was when I met you 4 years ago, and I got to argue with you over things like sour cream, the clothes, cooking dinner on time, and then you don't want to get better. Because those are not things that you're supposed to argue about. If a kid got to get up at 6 something in the morning, he should have been at 8 dinner by 7 something, homework been done, in the bed, shower by 8:30. Ain't no way they should still be up running around watching movies until they start to bother you. But I got to get up and go to work in the morning.
You want them to go to bed the same time every day, even on the weekends.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how it works.
But on the weekends, it's no school, it's nothing to do. They can at least stay up an extra hour.
Let me explain to you where you got that part wrong. If your car don't work and you go outside, take a hammer and just whoop it, it won't work and it'll be damaged. Your car is not working over here. Don't whoop it with a hammer. Don't go crazy over sour cream and folded clothes. Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Don't forget to join the conversation on social media. Go to facebook.com/divorcecourt and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at divorcecourt. If you would like your case to be heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Ms. Sanders, I think I think he's a little rigid, and I think he's a little frustrated, not only by you, but also his own personal circumstance. That said, I think you're just a little bit soft. Do you know what I mean? I think the kids do stay up past their bedtime, and that there isn't that structure that they need and should have. And I think that you enjoy sitting at the kitchen table with cooling out with the girls and talking about yamma yamma this and yamma yamma that. And I do believe you're on social media interested in all the stuff that's not going to make you any money, not going to make you any more intelligent, not going to make you any better, but it's just an easy way to spend the day. Did I get any of that right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you having difficulty finding another job that pays you as well as the one that you had?
That's the main issue with me trying to re-get employed, because I want to stay in the same field in the trucking industry that I've been doing. So all the miscellaneous jobs that I have had, they have carried us. And what I mean by I want her to stop being so lazy is because if what I got going on already is already paying the bills, if you was to doing something, we have all those extras. And it's like, I shouldn't have to argue with you about this. And it do seem like we just focus on the small things, because I only can handle all the big things, as far as things we will argue about, as far as financially, the bills, things like that. That's not even an argument I could take to her, 'cause that's way over her head. So it is the things that I want you to understand in my household that need to be done. It shouldn't take a month to wash the clothes. It shouldn't take all night to cook dinner. And the kids then made a whole, I'm talking about, they done drew a masterpiece on my wall in their bedroom. And she's at home on the couch.
Are they drawing on the wall?
They
Yeah,
drew a whole
on the wall,
masterpiece
but I
on the
didn't
wall.
know that they had did it. I was
That's
sitting
my
in the
security
front
deposit
room.
gone.
It's not, they could be cleaned off. It could be cleaned off. But I was sitting at home and I noticed that they had got quiet. So I went back there to see what they was doing, and they was drawing on the wall.
Did
they have a lot on the wall?
They done switched
Yeah.
colors, they little favorite million, and they just did the whole wall.
It was
So
just
that
like
she had to been
squiggly
sitting there
lines
for
and
a long
little
time.
doodles and stuff like that. And it wasn't that long. I had just noticed that they had got real quiet. I went back there.
That's an
and
example of
they
what I
was doing-
mean.
Well, what were you doing?
I was on my phone.
Court's in session. Do you come in, take off your clothes, and then say,
I do, Your Honor. If you want to touch something, go touch some dishes in there, okay? They got some grease.
He's keeping you from getting any action, huh?
I thought maybe if I get a girl dog for a guy dog, I could get my girl back and my bed back.
Visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Divorce Court. Mr. Lewis, you need to lighten up a little bit, and Ms. Sanders, you need to solidify your situation. You are a little liquid over there. You just kind of, you know what I mean? A solid thing, you could put it there, it's a block of ice. Bam! That's where it is. You like liquid on the floor, you just dribbling over here and dribbling over there. He's got a right to be a little annoyed. You're not holding down the thing. You're on social media. You are chit-chatting with your girls, and you do have a disassembled, unstructured life for the kids. And that's annoying when you aren't working, aren't bringing any money, and you aren't doing anything to forward the process. Do you understand what I'm saying? I ain't mad. I'm not trying to belittle you. I'm just trying to tell you where you can pick up your game a little bit.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Especially with respect to the children. Mr. Lewis, stop focusing on a whole bunch of... You know what? If your car don't work and you go outside, take a hammer and just whoop it, it won't work and it'll be damaged. Your car is not working over here. Don't whoop it with a hammer. Don't go crazy over sour cream and folded clothes. What you need to do is come with some concern, request, and when those requests are met, a thank you. Even though it's not everything you want, it's encouraging her to do better. She could do better. But don't take your frustrations out on her. That's number one. Number two, you said something that scared me just a little. You said if she could bring in more money, we could bring in more money, we could have any extras. You people are not in a position to have extras should you get a job. You people need to put in, as you did before, save money, get the solids, what you need to do, and don't worry about no fancy jeans or whatever. That's not important. I want you to have a low volume, calm, cool household. And let me tell you about the little tornadoes that you're growing in your kids' minds when you throwing bricks through things and kicking in stuff and knocking over people and having the police come out. Because you can't expect your kids to be cool, calm, and structured if you two fools are out there fighting like Punch and Judy. You don't even know who Punch and Judy are. I know. But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
They will live the chaos that you create. So cut it out. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Best of luck to you in your job search. Solidify your situation a little bit. Do the right thing. Step up, step on, step away. I'm out of here. This matter is adjourned. With every insult you hurl, with every brick you throw, and with every fight you have, you teach your children how to behave. Do better so your kids can be better. Submit your case at divorcecourt.com.